all day. Happy Friday. My name is Jessica DeLay, for those of you who have not met me yet. I'm the school climate specialist at OSSE with the Division of Teaching and Learning. So thank you so much for being here today. We are so grateful to be in this beautiful space at the Kennedy Center, the Reach. And some of you were here last year to celebrate with us, and now you're back here to help spread what you've learned over the past year and your application of SEL in your classroom. So we're excited to hear from you as well. I just want to also just acknowledge my teammates who are here with me today. So I have my colleague Marcus Hughes at the back here. Yeah, there's the climate specialist. He will be talking at the end just to put a little plug in for our SEL standards in DC, which are about to be finalized soon. And then we have our Assistant Superintendent, Elizabeth Ross. Give her a hand. Thank you so much for being here with your busy schedule. And then I will finally just introduce you to our partners at Dramatic Solutions, Dr. Carmen White and Dr. Lenny Smith, who we've been working with for 5 years now. We even worked with them through the pandemic. We took the show on Zoom and made it work somehow and pivoted, and now we're pivoting back to in person because that's where we really feel the true connection and are able to do more interactive things in real life. So we're excited that we are here again today to do that. So with that, I will turn it over to Dr. White.
Let's get dramatic. You ready, everybody? Yeah. See, the people who are veterans who know, it's like let's get into the thing.
But you know what's interesting, Dr. White, is that a lot of our young people experience that on a daily basis. The only thing I didn't have you do is stand in the line and touch the wall as we go down to the hall. So we're going to change this environment right now. So we're going to ask you, instead of doing this whole format here, we're going to ask you to help us with the chairs, and let's make a big circle. Can we do that? All right, let's make a circle. Demonstrate social emotional learning. So we want you to greet everyone. Is that okay? All right. So normally when you greet someone in this manner, right? Ready? Here we go. Hey, Dr. White. Yeah? Well, we are a dramatic solution, and that's not how we greet. We greet people in a dramatic way. All right? So this is what we would like for you to do. Are you ready? Here we go. You guys say 1, 2, 3, action, and we're going to start. Here we go. And
1, 2, 3, action.
Oh my God! I haven't seen you forever!
Loyal Lenny!
Oh, Dr. White! You know what? You made my day.
No,
you made
you
my
always
day.
dress it from head
Wait a
to
minute.
toe.
Wait.
Look at you,
Are
boy.
those pearls on your shoes? Pearls on your shoes! Oh my God! Look, let's see you.
Oh my
You
God.
made my day.
You
You made my
No,
day.
you.
Oh my
No,
God!
you.
You!
No, you.
Woo!
Are you all ready? 3, 2, 1. When I say action, you're just going to walk around and start greeting each other in a very dramatic way. Try to get to at least 2 people. Are you ready? Thumbs up. Let's make it happen. 3, 2, 1, action. Big one. I got
We strongly believe that if you could connect the content to the engager, not only will it help the young person to retain the information, but they will have a good time doing it. And they will retain it longer because you're bringing in the whole brain approach and a whole body approach. So what we say is that, you know what, if you can use, so far we've done about 3 or 4 engages, you probably know. Brainstorm A to Z, Think, Link, Sync, Carmen just did Content Pantomime, Jack in the Box, right? Because we could have sat up here and just talked all day. But we wanted to make sure that you engaged in the process. So what we like to say is that, first of all, there's no acting skills required, especially with the dramatic engagements, because some of you look at me like, oh my God, do I have to get up and do it like that? But you did a great job, right? We say like every 15 minutes, please get them out of those chairs. It's amazing when we walk through hallways and we see what's going on in these classrooms. Not your school, but the other schools. And it's not you, it's those other teachers. They're just sitting them right there in those classrooms. And then use dramatic play, and we'll talk about that, right? It builds trust in the community in the classroom. And if you could use it for every lesson, 15 years from now, a young person in your class going to be in a workshop like this, and somebody's going to ask them the question, what's the quality of a good teacher? Guess what they're going to think about? You. Right? Because you didn't make it boring. You made it interesting.
P-Z-A-P-Z-O-P. I'll do it again. Zip, zap, zop.
Zip, zap, zop.
When I say zip, you say zap. Zip,
Zap.
zip,
Zap.
When I say zap, you say zop. Zap,
Zop.
zap,
Zop.
When I say zop, you say
Zip.
Zop,
Zip.
zop,
Zip.
zop, zop.
Zip, zip.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, come on out here, drama doctors. Miss Jai, Michael, can we just model this real quick? Because I think Dr. Lenny would take a break. Okay. Very, very quickly, we're just setting this up so that you can see how our wonderful educator has transformed it and using it in high school. So here we go. We must have eye contact, and we must have inviting eye contact. Not like what, like zip? Inviting eye contact. We must project our voice, so we have to balance tone. And we're going to communicate, and it needs to go back and forth in the same consecutive way. Zip, zap, zop, zip, zap, zop. So if you're familiar with it, raise your hand. Okay, you're going to learn it. You're going to, oh, wonderful. Okay. And then we're going to show you all. Bam. Ready? Going to try it? Here we go. And Dr. Lenny, why don't you go ahead?
Zip,
Zap,
Zop.
zip,
Zap,
zop,
Zip.
zap,
zap,
Zip.
zap,
Zop.
zip.
zap.
zop.
Zip.
Okay, you all, obviously we've been doing this way too long. wait, come back, Dr. Lenny. But I just want you all to get this as an extra thing, because oftentimes if you haven't been doing the work you don't know, you will see it in the book, but here we go. We're going. Zip,
Zap,
boing,
zip,
Zap.
Zap.
Zip.
boing,
Zap.
ah,
Ah.
ooh, ooh.
Oh, they got it started now.
So the bang, the bong, acts as a reflector, as a pass, as a shield, and so it has to bounce back out, so that means the sender has to also recall the information they send out. Really some powerful stuff. Thank you all for demonstrating. Let's go out. All right, so we're going to do it together. We're going to all do it together. All right, everybody? Again, say zip, zap, zop.
Zip, zap, zop.
We can make this happen. Here we go. Hands like this. Your verbal has to match the nonverbal, and we're just doing it just to get our engagers warmed up. And zip, zap,
Zop.
zip,
Zap. Zip. Zap. Zap.
Zip.
Zap. Zap.
Zop.
zip,
Zap.
zap,
zip,
zap, zap,
Zip.
Zap.
zap, zip, zap.
Zip. Zap.
Boy.
Washington. I'm a licensed graduate social worker. I work as a student support counselor at Two Rivers Public Charter School, the Forestry campus. I first was introduced to Dramatic Solutions this fall. I'm new to the district. I worked in Peter County before, new social worker, new to the role. And so my principal sent me to this free training that you all put on. Thank you for that, Jessica. And I was just so intrigued by the work because I was like, this is no curriculum or not anything like super difficult, right? It's just some simple things that I can bring into the classroom and show, work with my teachers and work with my students. So I was like, I want more. So I had the opportunity to work with Daiko. We did some one-on-one coaching, and she helped me see how I could implement this with my students. Because I am the student support counselor, I don't have a classroom, right? I'm not in the classroom every day. I'm not in front of the students every day. But of course, also as a student support counselor, the opportunity presented itself where I needed to do a reset with our 4th grade students. So here are some of the dramatic engagers I use. We did this earlier today, but just A to Z, right? This one's super simple. And I love it because you really can just get the students to think outside the box, right? They have 26 opportunities to really think about what was bothering them. So the question that they were presented with was, what has been most challenging for them for their 4th grade year? So I broke them up into 4 different groups. At Two Rivers, we are an EL school, so we crew morning meeting. And so I was able to come in during 3 days for the crew. I took the classes down into the gym, right? Change the environment a little bit, give them a little more space, and we participated in the dramatic engagement. So again, I started with A to Z. And again, this is during morning meeting and was a part of the initiative. So the question was, what has been most challenging for you all during the school year? There were teachers also who assisted the students with coming up with different words, but all in all, we were able to get the 5 groups to complete the activity, and then we went around and we circled what we saw was familiar with each of the posters. And from that, we then went on and I created these just little poster cards, right? Very simple things we have in our classroom. I took some of the similarities on each of the poster boards, created these postcards, and I then handed out, on the next day I handed them out to the groups. And so the dramatic engager I used with this, we tailored it a little bit for our students, but it was add-on scene. So each group was given a postcard, right? They were not supposed to share it amongst the other groups, but just within their group and how they were gonna work together. And they were supposed to create a scene. So they would come up, we were all in a circle, they would come up, say if your word was yelling, and pantomime, which is a word I learned through dramatic engagers, they were supposed to pantomime the scene, right? So they come up, they just create the scene silently, and the other students had to guess what they were creating. And so we took this a step farther because we really wanted to be solution-oriented, solution-based. And so we said, okay, create that scene, but then the other students in the outside of the circle, raise your hand and see how you can then be solution-based or change, right? Make it a positive, right? Because the words that the students were coming up with were negative words. And so we wanted to see how they could change some of their thinking, be solution-oriented, and then just work with each other, again, to take some accountability about what was going on in the classroom. So they each were given one of these words, they created those scenes, and then they created solutions or what they would do themselves, right? That self-accountability, what can I do differently? Or how can I help my peers if I see them in different situations? Then, on the 3rd day, we took it a step farther, and we just gave out these postcards, and we had them write on one side, things they like about school, right? And on the other side, things they disliked about school. And I can pass some of these around just so you have an idea. Dear, can you help me? Yeah. This is my colleague here. Just passing them around. And so when we passed these around, it really helped us as staff members see what our students were experiencing personally, right? They did it in a group setting, but now we wanted to hear from them personally. So they wrote on the cards, again, the front, what they liked, on the back, what they disliked. And then we took that back as a team and discussed it during our common planning time about how we can show up differently as the adults in the room, right? How we can support the students personally. And using this throughout the year to also reflect with the students, right? Come back to this activity, whether it's this, or it's a card and see if things have changed or things are the same. So again, as the adults, what adjustments can we make with the students? I also want to point out with these, so I did it with both classrooms, and I asked the teachers if they could leave these posted up in their classrooms. So as students were in the class, right, and they found themselves maybe doing some of these activities or seeing some of this happen around them, again, being able to make those adjustments amongst themselves. And just the idea of like building community, right? Rebuilding community, learning that we all can get a reset, we can get a restart. The adults in the building learning that taking accountability for what has happened in the building, right? How can we support our students because we know that they're suffering and we want them to be able to come to school, believe it's a safe place, know that things have went on during the year that were outside of their control, but we want to help support them and work with them through the change and the challenges that may come up. And I got my book. You mentioned the book, but yes. I got the book, and so there's a lot of great dramatic engagers in here, so everyone needs a book.
One of my things that I like to do when I open up for any situation, especially with my kids, I do a call sign, a call back. So when I say what up, though, I want you to say what up, though, back. And it's I know those of you who might be from Detroit, thing. I am not from Detroit, but it's a thing that I picked up. So we're gonna start off with that, just to release some of that energy. So what up, though? What up? Ooh. Energy. Oh, we need to pick it up. It is Friday. We need to make sure that we are here. We're ready. So, I'm gonna try one more time. What up, though? What up, though? So, I'm gonna do kind of a preview. So, my name is Jamar Roundtree. I'm a coach. I did win for 2023 as the Teacher of the Year. I also was one of 5 finalists for National Teacher of the Year. I did not win, but I was. A little history. I was the first African American male to be nominated for physical education. In 73 years. So, I work at Center City. I work with preschool all the way to 8th grade, so I teach all 11 grades. I've been in the district for 13 years, been teaching for 18 years. Doesn't feel like it, but that's teaching, right? Like, it doesn't feel like it, so I'm gonna keep going. I've been at my school currently for 8 years. I love the dramatic engagers. You know that because we talk about it all the time. And so one of the things that really drew me in the conversations that you can have. The conversations that the kids have, and then the impact it could have long term, and then seeing what the kids are talking about on the playground, seeing what the kids are talking about at lunch, and then seeing what they're talking about in their classroom. So the first thing I'm going to do, really quickly, don't worry about the paper I gave you or the marker you may have, but I'm going to have you get up. This one is called Claim to Fame. And so what I'm going to have you do in a second, you're going to stand up. And this is, so the way that Claim to Fame works, is you can do it in 2 ways. Those of you who are maybe professional leaders in your schools and you host PDs for your staff or whatever the case may be, you can use this in this form. Or if you want to use it in your classroom with your students, you can also use it this way. But for this setting, we're gonna do it as us, as teachers, but I want you to think about this before we go into it. I want you're going to pantomime. So your claim to fame is pantomiming a particular item or thing or whatever the case may be, and then recognize what others are doing. And then you might be doing the same thing. So for example, if I want to, we're gonna talk about careers. You're gonna talk about a career that you wish you had instead of being an educator. All right, so something that maybe you were like, oh, maybe I want to be an officer or a firefighter, right? And so you're gonna think about what that looks like, about saying it, and you're gonna, act it out. That's right, wish I was. Now, wish I was. But so that was the career that I wish I had chosen, or was selected, one or the other. So that's what you're gonna do. And maybe somebody else is doing the same thing, so make sure that you repeat it so people can see it. Okay? Ready? And action.
Just start doing it, right?
Just start doing it, yep. Move around, I wanna see it. No talking. Actually, a lot of people will be whispering there. Is that a statue? Is it a statue? And freeze it. Make sure you are frozen in that career, though. Take a look around. Maybe somebody might have the same career as you. Can someone match, or can someone point out a career that they think that other person has as them? What is that career? Singers. Might be coupled with someone who was in film, right? There's this film right here. But also dancer. Is anybody else a dancer? DJ. And so in this exercise, students, one, get a chance to see how they see themselves in that particular word. And some students will choose a negative word, some students will choose a positive word, and they will place it somewhere on their body. And then this gives you kind of sometimes I collect them, sometimes I let them talk to other students about it. But it gives students an awareness of how they're feeling, and now it's out in the open. Because, as we know, our students harvest a lot of their feelings. And even being able to write it down is a way for them to get it out. I also do this. Write down on the back. Okay, turn it over. I want you to write down one negative thing that you've heard more than once about yourself. One negative thing that you heard about yourself more than once. My word is sellout. So I would write sellout on the back. That would be my word. I've heard it more than once. You have that word? Crumple that paper up. Throw it in the middle. Sorry, you're gonna pick this up afterwards. Sorry. Throw it in the middle. Throw it away. Because that's not you.
I'm going to introduce you to 3 of the engagers that I use in my classroom. I've used them at my previous school, and now that I'm at Eastern, I'm using them again. So shout out to my Ron Brown family that came to support. Okay. So I'm going to start with Countdown. So Countdown is an engager where the students, after we do our shout outs, we do shout outs at the beginning of every class. So after we do our shout outs, I might see that the mood is a little low. After the pulse check and I ask, see how everybody's doing, I might see that we're a little dry today. So I might say, okay, let's do Countdown. And they get in there, they might get excited. So I say, you have to, the group as a whole, everyone closes their eyes, you have to count down from 20. One person says a number. If 2 people say the same number at the same time, we start over again at 20. And I say, your goal is to get to 0. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see how we do. Can you do it as a group? And so I'm trying to build team building. I'm trying to build community. That's the point of using the engagers, to get everybody on the same page as a group. So they'll start from 20, and then of course, 2 people will say the same number, and then, oh, okay, all right, we can do it, let's try it again. I give them 3 chances. And inevitably is, can we try one more time? Let's keep, okay, one more chance, and that's it, guys. One more chance, you can do it. And so say they get to 9, and everybody's like, oh, we didn't make it. I said, well, you can try again next time. That was so good. You did better than you did last time. And I teach high school students, and this is really good. I can see this in elementary and middle, but it works for high school students too. They get very excited about Countdown. I see that this is really about social awareness and self-awareness, controlling yourself. Not blurting out a number without thinking and pausing and taking a moment, taking a breath. Also, you also see how some students try to plot. Okay, you say that, no, that's not fair. Don't cheat. Let's do it fair, right? So that's my first engager. That's Countdown. The second one, I want to talk about Zip Zap Zop because I use that in my classroom and they love it. So, and I'll say this up front. So I want to introduce Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, say, oh, Mr. Kim. He's a graduate student. He's my student teacher this semester. And I gave him Dr. Smith and Dr. White's book, Dramatic Engagers. I said, I want you to pick an engager in this book and come back to me and tell me which one you want to do with the students. I want you to lead it. He picked Zip Zap Zop. And Mr. Kim. So Mr. Kim introduced the rules, just like we did here today. And we all get in a circle. So, and if someone messes up or, they're out, and we try to get down to the last 2. So I find myself being a lot of an actress with it. You can play this one too. Okay. And so I'm like hyping it up. I'm like, all right, who's gonna mess up this time? Well, can you do it? Let's see who can do it this time. And I'm in the background like hyping it. That's me like screaming with somebody. But they really take to this one. This is our last 2. So when we started this one, I said, okay, it's a battle royale.
Is Cameron gonna take it for the ladies? Or is Gus gonna take it for the men? And then, okay, and then so here, Gus wins, and we're just like, so I'm like, zip, zap, zap, champion. And so we would do this in the beginning of class, and everyone's hyped up, they're excited, the energy shifted, the mood is up, the morale is high. And then I'm like, okay guys, now we're gonna write. You ready? Let's go. And so I really love these engagers because it really brings everybody together. This one has a little bit of a competitive edge, but it's just like energizing, you know, and it just brings everything up. When you know how you feel your class is kind of low, you know? And so I just really love this one.
Look, let me say something. I am feeling a certain way right now because they're doing these engagements better than we. Wonderful. I'm like, are you creating slides or waterfall? You didn't say that. That's not in the book. You know what I'm saying? All right, who's that?
My name is Maali Al-Kuwaikibi and I work at Roosevelt High School. I teach Arabic language and this year I'm a specialist in MLL learning, multi-language learner. As we waiting for the PowerPoint the team is trying basically to see if we can turn the audio on because I would like you to see and hear what the great work we've been doing at Roosevelt. Now, I want to share with you a little bit about me. So I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I moved to United States in 2007. And prior to my work with DCBS, I worked with State Department and Defense Department. So I work with officials. 2 years ago, I made the decision to find a closer job to my home because I care for 2 small children and DCBS was a good option for me since I've been teaching language and I found a school that I can teach Arabic language. Now, nevertheless, it was a lot for me to loosen up, right? I'm used to a day like yesterday, the 7th of March. It was the session I attended with Miss Jessica through Miss Jessica invitation. Probably if it's your first time coming to this training, I received the same email. And I didn't read it thoroughly, to be honest with you. I see Kennedy Center. And there is a training that actually can be approved my AP, so I signed up for it. I also married, let me share, this is personal, but I think you guys gonna figure out the puzzle. I'm married to a Haitian. If any of you know someone from Haiti, you know they're like all about saving money, save for the kids. We don't need to do this, but I love a play. I love stage. I love Kennedy Center. This is probably $1,500 every year. This is where my money goes. I just attended the Alvin Alley play in February. Yes, I've been devoted to this play for 5 years now. So here is how I started with getting introduced to this wonderful work, and I was so impressed. I felt so in love by what I learned. I was smiling the whole time. I feel like I'm losing up, I'm getting it. Tomorrow I'm gonna be different, they're gonna like me. And it's really true. Like I feel like because it's forced me. Like I never was a shy person, but sometimes you just wanting that encouragement. And I feel like that was a foster place where it really makes me getting out of my shell of like just being like, yes sir, yes ma'am. So, what I did, and I'm really glad I did it. Remember, Kennedy Center, all of this drama, I learned here, and then they said, towards the end, when I said they said I should be more specific, the drama solution, they offer a few hours as a session to follow up. Like if you have any question as a participant, just reach out to us, we can come to your school, and we can help you there. The play is about experiencing different feelings, anger, mad, and being lonely and sad and feeling in love, to trying to change that perspective and feeling in love again and accepting again. And so our students through the play have experienced those emotions, and they were talking about it. And more and less, and this is why I wanted you to watch this clip, where our students actually taking the leader, the ownership of that play, and showing how can, for example, if your part is to be that person might get hurt, how we should act it. And
Powell. I am an ILS teacher at Johnson Middle School, Southeast Ward 8. I love my babies. We have so much fun throughout the day. But when Mr. Michael and you accept PhD, when Mr. Michael and Miss Kay come into the classroom, it's a whole new world. So I just want you to, I wrote something out and I want you to think about it. And I said, imagine a world where individuals possess emotional intelligence, work seamlessly as a team, and embrace the unique qualities of every individual, including those of special needs. This world is within our reach through the powerful combination of social, emotional learning, team building, and working with our special needs students. In this presentation, I will share with you the remarkable benefits of integrating social emotional learning, team building, and partnering with dramatic engagements. My journey began 2 years ago after my principal emailed me an invitation in reference to dramatic engagers. It was an amazing opportunity to engage my students with Mr. Michael and Ms. Kay, and at Johnson, we consider them family. My favorite quote is, "Children are not to be molded, but to be unfolded." That's the work that drama doctors, dramatic engagers, that's what you do. When you come into our classrooms, you can actually feel the emotions of the students when they open that door, because they don't come in just like, they come in with a beat. Hey, and everybody's like, all eyes, where are they, where are they? It works. So on Tuesday and Thursdays, we look forward to seeing you. But the unique quality of dramatic engagement team turns around quickly, because what they do is they take a pulse of everyone's eyes and know where everyone is actually, what students are thinking, and make certain that all students are on board and ready to engage in their favorite activities. So we've been afforded the opportunity to participate in a variety of activities, and the top two, can I have a drum roll? As designated by my students, were Crossover and Busy Highway. How many of you all have ever used those? Never? Well, you got something. That's really a great activity. It brings out a lot of, it takes students out of their comfort zone and then builds confidence. This has been a wonderful opportunity to work with dramatic engagers, because they have taught students the importance of power or personal growth and resilience. So as I recap, the benefits of social emotional learning and our experience with dramatic engagers, there are a few takeaways. And it's important to integrate personal growth, empathy, and building a more inclusive society. So together, let us unlock the unlimited potential within ourselves and create a world of empathy, collaboration, and acceptance thrive. Thank you.
Great part is that this book is 50, because somebody, she just said, did you do that activity? They're like, no, there's actually 50 dramatic engagers in this book. And what's so great about it is that if you look here on this page, you will see the 5 competencies, and it lets you know which dramatic engager you could use for that actual competency. So it really breaks it up, and like I said, there's 50 of them, there's rolling the board, there's brainstorm. Why y'all look at me like that? You know what, I tell you what, why don't you all get a book? You all get a book!